Hello friends, welcome to this final week of our Connect Group session. I hope you found the reading and the questions to be challenging, to be convicting, but also to be encouraging as you work to deepen your relationship with Jesus Christ. Right now we're looking forward to Christmas, we're looking forward to the new year, and it seems like the perfect time to discuss cynicism and optimism. So the question is, are you a positive thinker? Do you consider yourself an optimist? I definitely consider myself an optimist, but I often feel like negativity is really normal in our world. I know, we probably see it. You probably see it where you work. I see it all over the place. Let's be honest, we see it in churches. We see a lot of negativity, even in our culture, that on the face really seems to value positivity, positive thinking, confidence, self-affirmation. These are all things that we act like we really value, but I still find that negativity is pretty standard. Cynicism is pretty normal. You hear people talking, you see it in shows and movies that we watch. People say, the government is corrupt and the economy is ruined and things aren't what they used to be. You can't trust anything and you can't trust anyone. That's a message that you hear all over the place. So where does our negativity come from? Where does that come from? Is it sinful to be negative? Is optimism a virtue? No one wants to be a fool. No one wants to be caught off guard by the swift changes that we all experience in life. So we arm ourselves with cynicism. We harden our hearts, we sharpen our tongues, we guard our emotions because deep down, I believe, we're afraid. Now, it needs to be said, and I hope you hear me clearly, that I'm not saying that if you're experiencing depression or anxiety or anything like that, that it's because your faith is weak. I'm also not saying that if you're experiencing difficulty in your life, that you should just give a little whistle, as the song says, and that you should just cheer up and your problems will go away. That's not a solution, and we know that. Scripture is heavy and Scripture is ample with guidance for us on how to experience sorrow and anger and fear and the whole range of negative emotions that all of us will eventually at some point in our lives go through. Nevertheless, I believe that optimism is virtuous, and I also believe that optimism is wise. Optimism doesn't mean that we have a cockeyed, rosy picture of the world. An optimist knows full well that life as a human on this earth can be desperately lonely, and it can be terribly painful. But the optimist has hope. Think of the words in Lamentations 3. The chapter begins like this. It says, "I am the man who has seen affliction. By the rod of his wrath he has driven me away and made me walk in darkness rather than light. Indeed, he has turned his hand against me again and again all day long. He has made my skin and my flesh grow old and has broken my bones. He has besieged me and surrounded me with bitterness and hardship. He has made me dwell in darkness like those long dead." This may sound at first like complaining or grumbling, but it's not. This is an acknowledgement that God is in control of all things, the good things and the evil. So let's look at where the writer ends up in verse 21. "Yet this I call to mind, and therefore I have hope. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. I say to myself, the Lord is my portion, therefore I will wait for him." When we choose optimism, we are choosing hope. Hope in the fact that the Lord is our portion. The Lord is our comfort, our joy, and our peace. Hope in him.